From social media, we will be keeping your questions rolling out through this hour and getting responses for as many of them as possible. But first, let's get back to Linda to open the polling station, which is tonight at our very own election headquarters here in Nairobi. Linda.
Okay, listen, so before we open our polling station, which tonight you're calling election headquarters polling station, I think. Let me bring in my colleague, Ben Kitili, as well. Kitili.
And our wall-to-wall coverage of this Kivumbi2017 continues here. And of course, I'll be coming up at the top of the hour at 9 p.m. with the latest news, including the latest from the campaign trail. But what we shall be focusing on in the next 60 minutes or so is Linda and her voters. Linda, I wish I could have, I did have my national ID. I would have been one of your voters.
No, come on, we had a deal, Kitili.
Take it away, Linda.
Listen, we had a deal with Kitili. He was supposed to be one of my voters, but unfortunately he will not be. But listen, this is your chance to get to ask all the questions you possibly have to the IEBC with respect to the voting process. What you need to know, especially we have, 4 days to the general election. You get the chance to ask all the questions you have to IEBC. We have one of the commissioners here. Plus, we're taking you through the entire process. So we're giving you a picture of what you'll see when you get to your polling station on August 8th. And if you have any question, you can tweet them to Joy Doreen Bira, and please use the hashtag Kivumbi2017 so that I'm able to track down some of your questions. Okay, so let's do this. I'm Linda Ogutu, and this is our election headquarters polling station. Team, very good to have you. This is an entire team from IEBC, and they're here just to ensure that, one, you understand what you can expect on August 8th. And in fact, I was telling the commissioner when she walked in that I expected to see like so many gadgets, and then she tells me it's just one. So I'll give the lady a chance to introduce herself and tell me what exact role she's going to be playing, because we have a simulation of a voting process. Then we can explain to you what you will see on the voting day. Ma'am?
Thank you very much, Linda. My name is Mary Nyambura Ndongo. For this purpose, I am the presiding officer, but my job is that of returning officer. I am the RO Kamukunji constituency.
Okay, but for purposes of this election,
I am the PO, and I'm inviting all of us to come and cast our votes.
Okay, so I need us to take our voters through this entire process. So assuming you have a voter, I want you to take me through the step-by-step process. When a voter walks in, what exactly happens? So give me a minute. Let me get you some people who are supposed to be voters here. They've graciously agreed to be voters. So assume you're walking into a polling station. So this is your voter, and they're walking into a polling station. Point A. What is point A?
Okay, our point A is the queue. I want them to stand on the line. They are waiting to vote. And I want to declare the opening of the polling station, because I'm supposed to do that at 6 a.m. sharp. What we've done here is that we've confirmed that our ballot boxes are empty.
Who gets to confirm that?
We were with agents. I'm supposed to do that with agents and observers and the whole of my team. We have already confirmed by actually turning them upside down. And once we confirmed that they were empty, we sealed them. What you can see here are seals, and the seals have serial numbers. We have noted the serial numbers, and the agents have also noted the serial numbers, so we know where we're starting from. Looking at the ballot boxes again, you can see that they have some serial numbers. The ballot boxes also have serial numbers, and it is very important that the agents also take note of that. And now that it is now 6, because all this I did before 6 a.m. Now it is 6 a.m., and I, Mary Nyambura Ndongo, I want to declare this polling station
officially open,
because it is now 6 a.m. and I'm inviting my voters to come and vote.
So hold on, before you invite your voters, are these the colors we're going to see on that particular day? Are these the exact colors?
Exactly, yes.
Okay, so for people who are colorblind, these are the colors you will see on August 8th when you come in to cast your vote and decide who exactly your next leader is going to be. All right, so we've officially opened the polling station. What next?
I'm going to receive the first voter, and I will introduce him to my clerk number 1, and he will give us his identity document. I'll ask him whether he registered using his ID or his passport. Then he gives us that document. I move him to clerk number 1, who is holding the KIEMS. And the clerk number 1 will first check whether this is the person whose ID we are seeing. It is very, very important that we confirm. Remember, we have this fear that we're going to have some ghosts voting on 8th.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Trust me, that has been a concern.
It's not going to happen because the first thing we want to do is to check your ID. By now, maybe I should be having your ID. We want to confirm that the person holding this ID is the actual person presenting himself for voting. Once it's confirmed.
Question. I am a voter. I've come in with an ID, and I registered with a passport.
If you registered with a passport, we'll allow you to go back home. Bring your passport.
So you come with the document you used to register?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
If you registered using a passport, please come with your passport, and it has to be original. If you registered using your ID, come with an original ID. Please make sure that it's original. Don't bring us a laminated copy or a photocopy. It has to be original.
What if I registered with a waiting card?
Linda, we don't allow anybody to register using a waiting card.
No,
we have not registered anybody.
Yeah,
I can assure you.
I specifically asked that question because someone actually asked it.
But
We
Linda,
have
maybe
not.
also to add, actually a very important point, that if you registered using a passport and that passport is no longer valid, you can use that passport to be identified. Yeah. It does not have to be a valid passport. If it has expired,
even if it has expired,
just come with that passport if it is what you used to register.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, go on.
So we've identified that this is the actual voter. So I'm inviting him to clerk number 1, where he will be identified using the KIEMS tablet. So my friend, call his name. We are calling out his name. Remember, we're saying that these middle fingers are the best in identifying one's biometrics. He places the first time. If it doesn't work, a second time. If it doesn't work, a third time. If still we can't get his biometrics, we pick the number of the ID and we key it into the KIEMS. And if this is the document that he registered with, and the numbers were taken properly, his details will still pop up. So maybe you can try.
Let's try, because I want to see that.
But maybe, Linda, we need to say that obviously his details will not be on this particular gadget that we have, because this is a testing kit that we came with, and because in reality, we do not have a polling station called election headquarters. That is why we do not have a gadget that has registered voters.
So clearly, his
election
details would not be here.
Yes, so we will assume that we have already found his details.
Okay, for purposes of this demo, we will assume that he's here.
Yes.
Okay, so assuming the system has recognized him, this is a valid voter, where do we go next?
Retain the ID. We retain his ID until the process of voting is completed.
Okay.
So clerk number 1 hands over the ID to clerk number 2.
Maxwell Megwe.
And we call out the name for the sake of those people who are there, who are also voting, so that they can actually identify that name with the person that has presented himself to vote.
Okay.
So now he's receiving the ballot papers. The ballot papers are being stamped while he's waiting. We have said that there's no pre-stamping of the ballot papers, but they have to be stamped while he waits. Once he gets the ballot papers, he'll fold them vertically. And you're insisting the folding has to be vertically.
Okay, I need someone to clearly show my viewers how you fold these things.
No.
Okay, I need this to be clear. So,
Yes.
yeah, there we go. So this is your ballot paper, right?
Yes.
So you fold it like this, right?
Yes.
Yes. Like this.
Yes.
This is fine. Okay. We're good? Okay. Then
And Linda, you'll notice that the ballot papers as we have them are very different from what you had in 2013.
Yes.
We have ensured that we make it very easy for the voters by ensuring that the color that is in the front is the same color at the back. So you'll see that if it is a pink one, it's pink all the way to the back. Before, what you had is that you'll have the pink in the front, but at the back it's white, which would make it difficult for the voter to be able to differentiate between the various ballot papers that he or she has.
Okay, and this is where this question comes in. So you've clearly put it that you're going to identify people using their fingerprints. What about those who may not be able to be identified using their fingerprints?
So that is when the complementary mechanism kicks in. So if we are not able, let's say by accident you don't have, you do not have fingers, you don't have hands, or you've been working in the quarry or somewhere else where your fingerprints are not very clear, the law allows us to be able to search you using your national ID card.
Yes.
So what we'll do, and you saw our clerk here trying to do that, we will search we'll search your details using the national ID card. Maybe we can actually show that using the voter that we have here today.
So we can check using her national ID card.
We can check using the national
do you have your
ID
card? Yes, we do. Okay. So just assuming we can't identify you, the IBC cannot identify you using your fingerprints, then they're saying they will use your national ID.
Yes, you scan. As you can see, he is scanning the national ID.
Okay.
And there will be situations whereby the national ID is the old generation.
Yes.
That might not be able to be scanned because it's not the new generation. In that case, you will search the voter using the national ID number, or you will use the alphanumeric. You search using the name of the voter. And in that case, the voter is considered to have been identified using the complementary mechanism, by which we need to fill a Form 32A in the presence of the agents, because the primary way of identifying voters is biometrics. So any other person who's not identified using the biometrics is considered to have voted, be considered to have been done using the complementary mechanism.
Okay. All right, so I'm trying to see if you can get Joy Doreen in to be part of this conversation, because we were also getting some questions from Kenyans on social media. But then you're saying, because I'm trying to fix something as well. So if you don't get if you can't identify use your fingerprints, we'll use your ID. We are good. So people, if we can't get if you can't identify using your fingerprints, then the IBC will get to a point where they'll use your ID card. Okay, so this voter has been cleared all the way, so he needs to cast his vote. Question is, what if this is a voter that needs help?
In a case in which a voter needs help, we are encouraging voters. We are encouraging them, and we'll keep repeating that, please come with somebody. If you are an illiterate person, if you are not able to read or write, or if you are disabled and you're not able to vote by your own, we ask you to please come with your own person. The person has to be 18 years and above, and the person will have to take the oath of secrecy before they can assist you. The reason we are saying that, the law provides that if you don't come with somebody, then you're going to be using the agents at the polling station.
Okay. So if I don't have someone, I can use the agents?
Yes. The presiding officer will assist you, but it will be in the presence of the agents.
Okay. So let me bring in my colleague, Joy Doreen Bira. Joy, what sort of questions are Kenyans asking so far as where we are? Can you hear me?
Yes, Linda, I can hear you, and quite a number of questions, actually. If I just might pose one of them. One is asking, which is the queuing procedure at the polling center? Are we going to use the surname or the first name? That is one of the questions. But in studio as well, I've got some guests. Abraham Mutai has a number of questions as well that he wants to pose to the IABC. Why don't you shoot on two of them? Very fast to them, yeah.
Thank you. I've got almost 15 now people asking the same question.
Okay,
I think I can shoot it.
Just to do
yeah,
for now.
The same question.
All right.
They're asking about the voters register. They're saying, how can you access it, and why is it that IBC have to be compelled by the court to, publish the voter register.
All right.
Then the second question, the final one. Please ask them, is the vote valid if the clerk does not stamp the document at the back?
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is where I Akombe to come stand next to me. Mutai? Okay, question 1. Go. Can Mutai hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, ask question 1.
Which is the queuing procedure at the polling station? Are we going to use the surname or the first name?
How do people queue?
Yes, so for each polling station, we are starting with your first name. So it begins with your first name, not your last name. And we are encouraging voters to check where their polling station is so that it makes it easier for you to identify where you need to go when you come into the polling station. We are using the first name, not the last name.
Linda. So
it's Linda. You look for Linda, not Ogutu.
Mutai, what is the second question?
The second question is about the voter register. People are asking, why is it that IBC have to be compelled by the court to publish the voter register?
Look, I think this is a question we've responded to on many occasions. The register of voters was certified, published, and has been out there. And we had always explained that we were also going to make that register available on the website, which is available on the website. We have the register available in each constituency. We have the register available in each county office.
The last question. The last question is, someone is asking, suppose we have a ballot paper that has not been stamped, but is found inside that ballot box. Is it going to be counted or not? And the same person will also answer a question whereby someone is also asking, suppose you find a ballot paper that is for someone else, or for let's say for president, but you find it in governor's ballot paper. How are the two going to be treated?
Okay, first, if there is a ballot paper that is not stamped, unfortunately, the law demands that we invalidate that ballot paper. It will not count as a vote. That is why we are spending a lot of our energy explaining to the clerks the importance of ensuring that they stamp each of those ballot papers so that they do not lead to spoiled votes or rejected votes. The issue of the Supreme Court in 2013 made very clear, it defined now what we call a stray ballot. A stray ballot is a ballot that is found in the wrong ballot box. And in that case, that doesn't count as a valid vote, because what happens is that when you are counting, let's say you start with the president, you finish with the president, you seal and finish everything, and then you open, let's say, the women member of National Assembly, and you find the president's ballot there. You cannot take it back because you've already counted and finished the presidential one, so you cannot bring what you have found in a different ballot.
So be very careful.
Be very careful where you place, and that is why we have ensured that those ballot papers, they have the color all the way to the back, so that you do not make any mistakes.
You're taking care of people who are colorblind.
Linda,
exactly.
is it going to be classified as spoiled or what? For the purpose of clarity.
The Supreme Court defines it actually separately. It defines it as a stray ballot. It will not be counted in favor of anybody, any of the candidates. It's placed in a separate envelope that is marked stray ballot, and we also have a stamp where those ballots will then be stamped as stray.
Okay.
All right, Linda, we have some video comments, but I guess we should allow you to go to Sharon before we can have those come out.
Joy, hold on. So we're trying to make this show as inclusive as possible. So let me bring in my colleague, Sharon Momanyi. Sharon, what sort of questions do you guys have there?
All right, so of course we are taking questions also from viewers from Mashinani, and we are in Nyahururu town, which is in Laikipia County. Here we have 246,000 voters, so we shall have some representative questions from this county, and I just want to start with this lady standing by me. Labda tuelezee jina yako na uko na swali gani kwa IBC. Siku 4 tu imebakia kabla tuende kwa uchaguzi.
Naitwa Priscilla Waimani. Na swali ambayo niko nayo kwa IEBC ni ya kwamba kuhusu masaa, keep time kwao, wako tayari kivipi, kwa sababu utapata kunao wamama wakongwe, kunao wamama wajawazito, kunao wengine wamama utapata wagonjwa. Kwa hivyo kama IEBC wamejipanga kivipi kuhusu masaa, sababu kama wakiweza kukeep time ndio tutaweza kusaidika.
So swali yako ni ya masaa.
Yeah.
So one question is that regarding time, Linda, and I'll take another question from this gentleman. Tuambie jina lako and what question you have for the IEBC.
Thank you very much, KTN News. I'm James Bogo Macharia. My question goes straight to the IEBC. The Elections Act stipulates very clearly that voter bribery is a criminal offense. But there is one gubernatorial aspirant, the incumbent, who went to Manguo a few days ago and actually gave you the 70,000. Is it in accordance with the law, or is that person not?
Okay, so those accusations, of course, I believe there have to be ways that they have to be verified. But do you have questions with regard to the preparedness of the IEBC? Kama wako tayari?
Yeah, thank you very much. In Laikipia County, insecurity is so much rampant. In Oromoran and so many other areas, we got some insecurity emanating from those people who have been...
What's your specific question?
My question is, how secure is the Laikipian while he'll be going to vote, because we don't expect them to come out to vote when there is insecurity?
All right. So swali ya time, security, nitachukua swali nyingine. Na mtueleze jina yako and what question do you have for the IEBC? Just come in front.
Good evening, viewers and IEBC. My name is John Kamau Mwangi. I'm a resident of Githega in Laikipia County. My question will be, how prepared are you now that you have lost a critical component of your staffers? There is the ICT manager. I believe he was critical. And so we would ask, how prepared in the light of that gap that has been left behind?
Okay.
Very important question there, Linda. And I'll take maybe two more questions.
Sharon,
kuna kijana ana swali kwa IEBC ni siku 4 na najua vijana mmejitokeza kuvote kweli kweli. Njoo tueleze swali lako, jina alafu swali lako.
Okay. I'm Robert Mwariri. Niko na votia hapa Laikipia County. Kumeambiwa ati mtu akichaguana aende nyumbani. Sasa swali yenye nauliza ni aje, ukienda nyumbani na maybe umechaguliwa na mtu umpatie security yake asiibiwe kula, itaenda aje?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So I'll take one last question, yeah?
Oh, my name is Peter Mboro from Nyahururu. I'm a resident in Laikipia County. My question is, how sure is that the IEBC the machine is a machine ambazo zimeletwa na IEBC za kupiga kura? Inawezaje kuwa ati kwamba kama zikiblock zinaweza kuwa labda zinaweza kuwa block, alafu manual inaweza kuleta kweli transparency katika our county? Tunataka kujua watafanya namna gani ili Wakenya waweze kuamini kwamba hizo kura ni za haki, si za kuibiwa.
So Linda, those are the questions from here. I believe you have noted them down and they will be eager to hear the responses from the IEBC officials. Over to you, Linda.
Sharon, maswali yako ni mengi sana, lakini we'll try and see if we can answer them. So the issue of time.
Yeah, the polling stations vituo vitafunguliwa saa 12 asubuhi. Tuta make sure kuwa
You make sure, please speak English.
Just speak in English. We'll ensure that the polling stations are open on time. That is why we've been working on ensuring that we have all the material delivered on time, because it's late delivery of material that usually leads to delays in opening of the polling stations. So that is one thing that we have been working on. We've also made special consideration for the women. She talked about the elderly and women who are having children. So we have special lines for those.
Give me a minute or so. I need to take a break. Thank you for staying with Kivumbi2017. Keep those questions coming. You have Joy, you have Sharon, you have all manner of avenues that can help you ask all those questions to IEBC today. And then we'll finish this process. Remember, my voter has not been able to cast his vote because they're trying to explain the processes in between. Allow me to take that breather. We'll be back.
Election coverage starts here.